In the space of 1 month, I grew nearly 10,000 followers on Instagram. How did I do this? This is what I'm going to share with you in this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ginny. I'm a social media and marketing expert, and I help small business owners and content creators to grow an audience on Instagram and convert their followers into clients. In the space of 9 months, I went from 0 followers on Instagram, I started from scratch, to now hitting nearly 22,000 followers. I was growing at a decent rate, nearly 20 to 30 new followers a day, but in September it really took off and I was gaining up to 3,000 new followers a day. And yes, in October I nearly reached 10,000 followers in just 1 month. 9,556 to be exact. So first of all, little disclaimer, I don't think it was like a overnight growth or success or kind of thing. It really took me time and effort, and I think it's the result of a long 6 months of efforts that really paid off in September. So yes, you can grow much faster with the tips I'm going to give you right now, but don't underestimate the power of time, consistency, and hard work. Now let's see what I did and what you can do too to grow your Instagram account much faster. And by the way, make sure to stay until the end because tip number 4 was a real game changer for me. Okay, tip number 1, solve people's problem. Your ideal audience has a goal and a problem, and they have problems that prevent them from achieving their goals. And your job here is going to help them with the problem so they can reach their goals. Because if you solve people's problems, no matter how small your audience is, even if you start from scratch, at some point people are going to notice you. They're going to see that you're actually helping them with their problem so they can achieve the goals. And if you do a good job at it, they will try it, they will, reach their goals or at least some of their goals, and they will come back for more and they will tell all their friends about it. So you basically provide them with real value, actionable steps that is going to help them again reach their goals. So what is actually happening? They apply your tips, they see some results, they come back for more, they tell all their friends and family about it, their friends and family are coming on your profile, you gain new followers, and you solve the problems. And it's a loop. Now, you need to really make sure that you know who you're talking to. You need to make sure who are your ideal clients and what is really their problems and their goals. You need to talk to them directly. Because if you don't know who these people are and what they're struggling with, you won't be able to solve their problems as simple as that. So how do we know that? First of all, you can ask directly your audience. If you already have a little bit of an audience, even if it's 200 followers, that's enough. Put like a questionnaire together and ask those questions to your audience because they'll be the best place to know. The second way is asking around you. You probably have some friends or family members that you can ask those questions to. Maybe some of them are your ideal audience or clients, and you can ask those questions to these people. And finally, the other way is to simply go online and find these people. So you can find them on forums such as Reddit or Quora. You can also find them on Facebook group. Don't underestimate the power of Facebook groups. Sometimes they're full of your ideal clients. So go have a look, see what they're struggling with, and like this you will know for sure that you can speak to them directly. My tip number 2, I share more about myself, about my story, plus I showed some social proof. So I never really used to share about my story or how I grew this business or much about me because it's just not really natural for me, especially not online. I don't really overshare about my life, even just about me, as simple as that. But I started to do it more in September and I really saw a difference. The moment I started to open up a little bit more, I started to share about, my struggles, how I grew this business, my successes as well, some milestone I have achieved, etc. I really saw a difference. People starting to DM me even more and starting to see me as an inspiration. And I saw a drastic difference in my Instagram growth. But not only, I also saw a drastic difference in the number of clients I was getting and number of, attention I was getting. I got fully booked for the rest of the year until 2021 for my coaching. So yeah, things really changed when I started to share a bit more about me. People do like success stories. They do like seeing people as an inspiration. They do like to know people like human, like they are, and to see, you know what? that person did it, I can do it too. She had the same issues as me and she did it and she's now successful, whatever, so I can do it too. So people really like that. So if you have a story that you can share, do it, even if it's a client story, maybe anything that's a bit more about, you know, some social proof and also about a bit more about you, so people can see you as an inspiration. This is really going to help you. And that's the power of personal brand. So what is a personal brand? Is basically when you share about, you know, the service provider, about yourself, about the person who's behind this business. So having a personal brand is really about one person, when they share their thoughts, when they share about them, etc. And it's much easier to relate to a person than it is to relate to a business. That's why people do like personal brand, and that's why it's much easier to grow a personal brand on Instagram. But to be honest, I always wanted a bit more than just a personal brand. I wanted to have like a proper real business. So I can understand if you're in the same situation as me. So I do have that now with L Synergy, which is my new business, but I still have this powerful, strong personal brand. This is Ginny Fierce, and you can find me on Instagram at Ginny Fierce, and that really helps me, and it's going to help me to build this new business, L Synergy. So if you're not sure if you should have a business or personal brand, I would almost recommend that you start with a personal brand and then you can have another business on the side, because it will be so much easier to grow. So in other words, people like people. So share about your struggles, share about your past achievements or your current achievements, your new milestones, etc. Because people like to see that you're human, like to see what you overcame, etc. So you can share this through several ways, such as carousels, stories, or in a reels. Anything will work. I really like carousels because I think they're really fun and more engaging, and you can add pictures, so especially when you share about your stories, it's a bit more relatable. Basically, you want to share a lot of hi. They will make a huge difference in your growth on Instagram. Okay, so if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because I am sharing with you weekly videos on how to grow an audience on Instagram and convert your followers into clients. Okay, my tip number 3 is use hashtags properly. I don't plan my whole strategy on hashtags, and I don't believe you can grow an entire business or an entire account based on hashtags only. You really do need to have a strong content strategy first, otherwise your hashtags won't work. Your hashtags see it as your little cherry on top. If you have a strong content strategy, if you're using the right content, then your hashtags are going to be that little push that you're going to need in order to be seen on Instagram. So hashtags can still help you gain a lot of traction on Instagram and gain new followers faster. So they're not easy to nail. It's a little bit tricky to find the right bunch of hashtags and to really start ranking on hashtags. But once you ranked on a few hashtags, it's actually much easier, and it will be a piece of cake to repeat the process. So first, let's take a look at a few examples. This post performed really well on hashtags. I was at the top post on so many hashtags, even really big hashtags. And as a result, just with this post only, I gained 150 new followers. So how do you rank on hashtags? First of all, do know that it's a little bit easier once you have more followers. So the bigger you are, the easier it is to rank on hashtags. So bear this in mind. I started to rank really well on hashtags. Once I had, you know, around 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers, it was much easier for me. But you can try from the beginning, and if you have a bit more followers, you can definitely rank on hashtags and at least get more views from your hashtags and get more followers, and I'm going to show you how. So first of all, you want to select hashtags that are relevant to your content, because it will be easier for Instagram to know in what context to put you, to know what you're on about, to know what is your account about, and to know where to push your content to. So here's my best tip. You want to select 3 to 5 themes, like basically things you talk about in your content. So for me, for example, it is content strategy, Instagram growth, Instagram monetization, and digital marketing. Under each theme, you want to come up with 5 keywords related to this theme. So for example, for digital marketing, it could be digital marketing help, digital marketeer, etc, etc. Now you want to go on the search in your Instagram, where you can search for hashtags. So go on search and then tags, and start typing some of these keywords that you wrote down. Instagram is now going to give you lots of related hashtags, and you want to pick the hashtags that have between 5,000 posts and 100,000 posts, especially if you have less than 10,000 followers. If you have more than 10,000 followers, you can go above that. So you want to have a look at the hashtags itself and see what's on these hashtags, because Instagram is also going to scan the visual. So for example, let's say you have a picture of yourself and you want to use a hashtag, and you want to make sure that these hashtags have also at the top hashtags lots of pictures of people, lots of selfies basically, because it will be easier to rank on these hashtags, because Instagram is going to think, okay, it's a picture of a human, there's lots of pictures of humans at the top post here as well, I'm going to push it. It's going to be easier for Instagram to detect that it's a good post that can rank on this hashtag. So if it's like your post is going to be more text-based, make sure to select hashtags that have more text-based top post. So once you have all that, you should have 10 to 15 hashtags per theme. And you want to make different kind of groups with various sizes of hashtags. You want to do a mix of everything really. And then you use 30 hashtags. Yes, all of them. There's no such thing as a sweet spot of 10 to 12 hashtags or 10 to 15 hashtags. Use them all. You want to try different combinations until you finally find something that works, until you finally feel like you nailed it, you're starting to get much more views on your hashtags. Little disclaimer again, it's not going to work every single time. It really depends on your content, as simple as that. Stop blaming Instagram, stop blaming, anything else that is not you. Really look back at your content. Was this piece of content really good? If it didn't work, it's your fault and no one else. So if you can't be bothered to take some notes right now, I have actually put all of this together in one single PDF, so I have put the link below so you can just download it. Okay, and number 4 is I use Reels. Okay, let's talk about Reels, because it has been the game changer for my growth on Instagram. So my content was good and I was getting decent growth, like 20, 30 new followers a day, and I felt good about it. I felt like my Instagram was going the right place, it was going well, etc. But when Reels appeared, really helped me to grow my Instagram account 10 times faster, if not more. So I had the right strategy, I solved people's problems, I was providing value, I was sharing a bit more about me and my story and my successes, etc. I used the right hashtags and was performing really well on some top hashtags. But when Instagram Reels happened, it really helped me be seen by more and more people. So I had been creating on TikTok since about January. I had 2 TikTok accounts actually, so I kind of knew already how to create viral videos. I had about 40,000 followers on TikTok before I started creating on Reels, and I now hit 50,000 followers on TikTok with several videos with millions of views. So I kind of know how to create video content, especially viral video of 15 to 30 seconds. And I just had to replicate all this on Instagram Reels. So for me, it was very easy. I got it right away. I knew exactly what I was doing right away. It was just a question of waiting for people to go on Reels and to really start to love Reels. And it worked. So I literally replicated the same strategy I used for TikTok on Instagram Reels, and I now have over 2.1 million views on Instagram Reels, which is insane. So it really helped me to be in front of so many new people. Instagram really pushed me in a whole new bunch of people, and I was gaining up to 3,000 new followers per week. So one of the best things with Reels, this is completely different from the rest of Instagram, is that your Reels can perform for weeks. So I had people messaging me saying, hey, I've just seen your Reels in my Explore page, and it's a Reel that you posted weeks ago, and that was insane. So it really means that you can, first of all, create less, right? Like you can create less but more valuable content, and your Reels are still going to be pushed weeks after. And on top of that, I'm starting to rank on really big hashtags much easier than I was with my normal posts, for example. It's really different. I feel like with Reels, you can actually use bigger hashtags than you would with your normal posts, and it's much easier to rank on those hashtags. It's really what gave my content that last push it needed to help my Instagram grow much faster and to be seen by more people on Instagram. So if you want to know exactly how I did this, I actually have put together a mini course. It's only £29, so it's around $30, and it really shares exactly my strategy on how I create Reels that go viral. So you can check it out with the link below. But I'm going to give you a few tips here on how or you can also go viral on Reels and make sure that you grow your account much faster. So again, I'll go over these in much more details inside my course, so make sure to check it out. So Reels have much more viral potential. So you really want to understand what goes viral. And it's usually those quick hacks. So basically tips that people can apply right away and for which they will see an almost instant results. So it's really simple tips that is going to have a bigger effect on their life. So you don't want to do too much complicated things on Reels. It's more those quick actionable steps. For Reels, you really want to make sure to use a headline. So don't jump in the subject of your video right away. You really want to use a headline that is going to introduce the subject, what you're going to talk about in your video. And then finally, make sure to keep your Reels entertaining. It's not the same as going in your stories. I see people creating Reels and it looks like basically when you go in your stories, it's completely different. You don't want to use the same way. You want to use transition, trying to find a way to be a bit more entertaining, speak faster, change the text, add music, use trends, anything that you want that is going to reflect, first of all, your personality. Don't do something that, doesn't feel right with you. And second of all, that is just going to be more entertaining and your audience is going to find it much more entertaining than just watching your stories where it's much longer, etc., or it's less entertaining. So you really want to find ways to make it short and snappy. Okay, that's it for today's video. I have shared with you some of my best tips to grow your account much faster on Instagram. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell because I am sharing with you weekly videos on how to grow an audience on Instagram and to convert your followers into clients.